Feels about like that time. Time to start 4K Skywatcher.
Red alert!
Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Tom King. This is the 4K Skywatching Podcast live on Friday night, September 19th, 2025. Three quarters of the year has already flown by, and tonight will be an interesting show. It will be an interesting show. We got some interesting new stuff to talk about that came out. A lot of stuff you never know just drops when it happens. We're going to be talking about the new Iraq flying humanoid video that came up. Interesting. I've done a little bit of work on that. We're going to talk about the Mike Basta video that came out on News Nation last night. It was a well over an hour interview with him, so he's kind of out there in the public now. He has his own YouTube channel. He has his own X account, so you can get a hold of him. And he put out a video of apparently aliens that landed. So we'll take a look at that. There's also a Roswell video going around. Not sure how all this works. I haven't dove too deep into that. And then we'll talk about a little bit of the fallout from the last episode with Congress getting hijacked by the UAP or the Hellfire missile hits a UFO and didn't take it down. So hopefully everybody had a good week. This week went by a lot better than last week did. Good to see you, Gobstopper. Yeah, this channel is weird. It bans links. It does weird stuff. It does that scale. So, like, if you have a huge channel like Fessler does, he gets, porn bots. He gets a ton of stuff. So then, however they filter that is up to them. But I don't do anything. I have it all open, wide open as far as chats and stuff like that too. Yeah, let's. Hey, good to see you, T Fox. Larry, how you doing? Let's start out with the lab. I fixed some stuff this week. This is a view from the radar pole and beautiful sunset. I'm doing some experiments with the radar, and I want to. And luckily that you guys are live, we get to talk a little bit about that. I want to show you my hypothesis of how the system would work. We'll get into that in about 5 or 10 minutes. So on the other NVR is this radar pole type thing. And, a new King's Law seems to be, I don't know which one this would be. Maybe King's Law like 503. Okay. I could not get the second capture card working. That's the one you saw with the boat, the map. Could not get that working. I was dumbfounded, like, why does this not work? And I only have on this massive machine here that runs this two USBs that are 3.0. So, and most of these capture cards need like a 3.0 to run. And then, me, I'll plug everything in here that we can. So I'm trying to figure out what went wrong. So I said, AI was saying maybe it's because you have three of the same capture cards and it doesn't know the IO numbers or whatever. Try a different brand. So I went ahead and I bought one. And I bought one from Amazon. It said it'll be here between 5 and 10. I bought it 90 minutes ago. It's fucking already here. So right after I bought this, what happens? King's Law kicks in. I figured out why the other capture card wasn't working. Go figure. So anyway, only like 27 bucks, 4K. I'm going to add this into the system. One thing I want to do is maybe split some of the lines up. I want to be able to have one dome camera up while, say, another dome camera is up. And right now it's the radar project, and you'll see a little bit why. So I fixed the thermal lines. Thermal 2, thermal 3 were offline. That was because of the monsoons that were coming through. So I ordered brand new channels for those and fixed those. So that was I didn't think I was going to have to do maintenance like that so fast, but here's what got replaced. This is the other NVR. So yeah, this is all up. South camera went down for a while, but that came back up. So what I did was I replaced this utility box. One I had was, I don't know, styrene or some shit like that. And the three bottom portions down here go up to the thermals on the fork, and they just with no cover, they got water in it and they're going to wreck. And it doesn't rain here very often, so I can get away with leaving this out in the elements for a while. But ended up replacing all this stuff. So that's now back up, and I don't like having something and then it goes down, and I'm used to it coming, using it for some type of utility. So that is back. Another thing I did was Monday, I bought a PVS 7. I've been listening to the feedback here on different videos. I have people leave feedback about you should get a PVS 7 or you get a PVS 14. And I've been thinking about it for a while. Talked to Dave Maysan on the phone about this for hours until I kind of found out which one I should get. I didn't want to get just what I was doing is I was actually shopping for a Psionics. So the one I wanted to get is about $1,000. So I'm like, when you're spending that much money, I'm starting to get close to the PVS category. So why don't I look at that? So I looked into that. I wanted something that were must-haves that Dave was saying. Get a third generation one. Don't get a Gen 2 Plus if you're going to shop for this and you have a budget. Getting something that's auto-gated. Auto-gated means that if the light's too bright, it automatically closes off and shuts down, so it doesn't destroy itself. So that was interesting Iraq comment there. So that was something I was looking at. I didn't want to get a PVS 14 because Dave's like they have a little bit higher failure rate. They're a little bit cleaner, I guess, a little bit better graphics, but they're in white phosphor. Maybe I'll get one later, but ended up buying one. Should I have it by now? I don't. Nothing happened. They only took PayPal and Vimeo, and this was a vendor out of Canada, so they have to go through the ITAR shit. So nothing happened, man. And so my the cash or whatever is tied up. So I called up the dude, and I'm like, "What the f, dude? I'm calling. Where's what's going on?" He says, "We don't have Gen 3 tubes." Well, shit. Should have said that before I hit add to cart and bought it. So he tried to sell me a PVS 14. I declined it. Turn around. I went to Plan 2. Plan 2 was one that's more expensive. So this one is an ATN. I didn't want to do it, but Dave said they're good. So what you have to look at, Dave was telling me about, is you got to look at the model number very, very carefully on these. And then you got to look up what their Omni rating is. So Dave sent me this chart. There's an Omni rating, Omni. And it's this Omni chart, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you want to get the highest rating there is. And on this chart, it has every model number for which ones are Omni 1s and 2s and 3s and whatever. So we're up right now, the newest shit is Omni 7 or Omni 8. So both of the ones I got, yeah, fuck, I'm seeing its leg in here. Let it kind of drip. Put the chart up. This is very helpful if you're looking for these. And also, a lot of the stuff that I was looking for wasn't for sale. It was if you look for PBS sevens, a lot of them they don't have them. They're out of stock. So I don't know if it's because war is going on. People are stockpiling this shit. I don't know. I've never. How many times do you buy something like this? So I don't know. So anyway, let's get into this radar thing into it. So let's say this is just experiment, right? Let's say you have a radar. So let's say for illustration purposes only. So let's say you have this radar and you zoom in on this radar. I'm zooming in, I'm zooming in, zooming in. You see the X's and the circles, the red green targets. Let's say for just illustration purposes, those are aircraft or unknown objects. And now you bring this into it, the picture. Let's say that your system was fully rotational, so when you turn it, the radar turns. And let's say you were to turn it straight north or at zero position. And this is a computer simulation. Keep in mind this isn't real, right? So now that you're dialed in north. Let's say next you have flight radar, right? So with flight radar, say we go into about the same overlay. Then what you're able to do, once you get these lined up, is you can chroma key uh, out the background. So now that I've done that, I think maybe I did the opposite. So now with this, I've gotten rid of the land, and now I only have the targets on the radar, and I've flight radar overlaid it. So what this would do is if this worked, you will see the air traffic from flight radar, and if it's lined up right, you will know which ones are planes because they're aligned on flight radar. And you would know which one of these are not planes. And then you could touch them, and you can get the exact distance that those unknown targets are from the radar. So if you have the radar that has automatic detection of objects, and then you overlay that with flight radar or the ADSB exchange and chroma key out the background and keep just the planes, then you have your own virtual homegrown, homemade radar, right? So that way you have your own radar system. You can even use the virtual radar that I showed you before and get that off of a USB stick. And you could take this mobile. So this could be hooked up to a laptop. So that's how you could do your own mobile radar using a system like this. So that's kind of a little advanced instructions, but that's how I think this would work. Yeah, we had a little bit of lag here for a second, and we got Dan here. Cool. Yes, the guy on Reddit got this from Instagram. So this video is pretty fresh. It came out, I think, a day or 2 days ago. Hey, T Fox, do you have any adapters for your PBS 14 where you can hook up a camera to it? So you could take your phone, put it like this over the eyepiece, and film. Plus, put that on a tripod. I asked Dave about it. I think he kind of does this. He didn't have anything. So I told him I'm going to either fabricate, well, I'm going to fabricate my own, I'm going to either do it out of aluminum or I'm going to design it in like AutoCAD type shit and 3D print it. So either way, and if I 3D print it and it works, I can just give you guys the file to print it out yourself. So let's get into that Iraq video. Let's roll into this. So this video comes out. It's another flying humanoid type thing. The resolution that was uploaded to Instagram was pretty poor. It was under 1,000 resolution. So if this was shot on any type of modern iPhone, it should be in at least HD. So it should be higher than 800 lines of resolution. But so the point is if we can get the original file, we can get more detail out of it, then I'm going to show you with this. So we go back to the first flying ghoul, the first flying Iraqi video I covered a couple of months ago. This thing was just weird looking. It looked like death just coming at you.
شنو يا استاذ يا سبحان الله شي طاير بالهواء شنو هذا الله اكبر الله اكبر الله اكبر شنو هذا
هذا زلمه
زلمه
شكل زلمه هذا تبع عليه زين
شنو هذا ايه جاي يصور والله بيتصوير شنو هذا لا مو بيتصوير جاي جاي وين جاي جاي والله لا مو بيتصوير شنو هذا ما اعرف شنو هذا هذا عشاء احمر ومنقد ذاك نزل عواد تحت وينه؟ ها؟ هذا حتى تصوير بعد ما يلوح
شايف شيء انا راح القى بحي معلمين زي الشباب ها؟ وصل بحي معلمين شو
ولا يطيح هذا هو هذا مستوى
لا والله نزل مو طبيعي شوفه طبعا بيتثقاله والله بشيشات اذا صار انفجار هو هذا واسيب من السماء.
Okay, that was the original video as pulled off Instagram. What I was saying before is I'm wondering if these locations where these are shot have any sensitive things they're flying over. This one particularly, I looked this up on Google Maps. It looks like this town or the city has because we've got to look at, is this a mundane object? Do they have balloons there? Is this something they do, like a party celebration that they put this out? Got to always look at that stuff. So here's the same video, but this is upscaled into 4K.
وينه؟ ها؟ هذا حتى تصوير بعد ما يلوح.
جاي الشياب. انا قاعد حي معلمين يا شباب. ها؟ يوصل حي معلمين شو
ولا يطيح هذا هو هذا مستواه.
لا والله نزل مو طبيعي. شوفه. طبعا بيتقاله والله بشيشات. اذا صار انفجار هو هذا وسيم من السماء.
Interesting. Does anybody have any idea what these people are saying? I do know quite a few Muslims. I got Muslim family members. I could send this video over to, and that depends on maybe local dialects, what they're speaking, but I can get that translated. Okay, now here's the version in 8K where we can look closer at whatever that flying weird thing is. I tried to also get some color out of it. It's going to play a little bit choppy because it's 8K, and this computer is also broadcasting on UFODAP. Another of other instances, and looks like this is hitting A3. That's one of the best kind of images we're going to get out of it. Looks, and you know, you can project your own beliefs onto stuff like this sometimes. Some people are just going to say that's simply a balloon. It's an angel or a demon, depending on some people's point of view.
هذا حتى تصوير بعد ما يلوح.
And the thing they seem to have is a bigger upper body with legs. That's the thing that these things have in common. Somewhat of a humanoid backpack type of look to them. That's different than balloons. There's enough resolution in here that we can tell that this isn't a lot of balloons tied together. This is probably maybe a single, if it's a balloon, a big one, but it's kind of one shape. And no strings. It doesn't move like a balloon. I'll tell you that here. Why? Typically studying things like this, when you see a balloon, you typically see this type of movement. As they're waiting for the wind to push them a little bit. That's when we got winds between like 8, 11, 13 miles an hour and such. Now, when they have a string, the string keeps them kind of upright from tumbling. If they don't have a string, they tend to tumble a lot. Well, if they have a string, it's just enough to weigh the thing down to stay upright. So when they move like this, the string corrects them. So they constantly move, and then the string kind of hits the buoyancy. So you get this a lot. It's these flying humanoid things don't show that. It just shows something that looks like it's stuck in the wind. It has a basically a human type shape. Usually they're dark and they're flying in one direction. They don't go up. They don't go down. They're usually around the same height. Here, this is the same video where I did some zooming in on it after I stabilized some sections.
وينه؟ ها؟
something in the center that you can just barely make out the
هذا حتى
white.
تصوير بعد ما يلوح.
شايف
It
فيها
could be red. I'm not exactly sure.
ليش يابا ها يوصل حق معلوم
ولا يطيح هذا هو هذا مستوى.
لا والله نزل مو طبيعي شوفه طبعا بيتثقاله والله بشيشات اذا صار انفجار هو هذا واسيب من السماء.
So are we seeing legs hanging down, individual legs with the separation that looks like the air is separating them? That's what makes these really weird. Is those aren't strings; those look like legs, and it looks like there's a split in between them. But that also kind of looks, I gotta admit, kind of like, I don't know, Mick Jagger's mouth on that thing. Or hell, something looking like Superman. I don't know. It's the same type of deal. That's 2 videos from Iraq, at least, that have went public. For every couple of videos, you can maybe multiply that times 8 or 10 that people recorded that they just don't bother uploading. Going further, I did a little bit of color correction on that.
وينه؟ ها؟
The legs look thicker at the beginning of it than they do later.
هذا حتى تصوير بعد ما يلوح.
شايف فيها انا الحين قاعد حي معلمين ليش يابا ها يوصل حي معلوم
ولا يطيح هذا هو هذا مستوى.
لا والله نزل مو طبيعي شوفه طبعا بيتثقاله والله بشيشات اذا صار انفجار هو هذا واسيب من السماء.
All right, and then finally, what I did was I took the first video 1.0, I flipped around the direction so it's going the same direction this one is, and then I lined them up side by side. Yeah, I screwed up the sound of it. Yeah, do you guys think it's part of that jellyfish looking thing? I mean, if there's a jellyfish, if there's one of them, there's got to be more of them with different shapes. If there's some type of flying octopus or cuttlefish in the sky type of thing. Yeah, I don't know. This one kind of gives me balloon vibes on it. But I don't know. We're just, all we can do is keep collecting these videos and looking for the common denominators. Dark flies about 200 to 500 feet off the ground. If it's a balloon, it's a pretty damn large balloon. And with the price of anything now, everything's so goddamn expensive. Who in the hell is buying gigantic balloons this big going, fuck it, here, then just burn money. Just throw $100 bills in the sky and burn them, man. That's just kind of crazy. Now, this type of stuff has happened before where I'm out sky watching and, wait, we got to go to the compare one. But you're out sky watching and you always think, well, how come the dude didn't like go around the corner and film more of it? So this is both of them, and the one on the right, or the one on the left, I flipped the direction around, so you can see it has the same profile. It has an upper jetpack looking part to it, in equal proportions, where the waist would be, and the same thing with this, equal proportions. You have the dangling legs. I gotta say, these Iraqis are holding it down, man. There's some good skywatchers up there. About the same speed. Almost, it's weird. It's almost like they're the same distance from the camera and everything. And you know what? There'll be a 4K Sky watching not too long down the road where there's more of these that come up. The best place to track this is on the subreddit called Rusted Satellite. There's a guy there, Saber Ridden or Rattle or something like that. That dude's on top of this shit. So that's a good place to go to keep up on whatever's going on with this. So yeah, back in the day when we would see stuff like that, and you always think, why don't they chase after it? Why don't they get in the car and figure out what this stuff is? Figure out what it is. And sometimes they do. And this time we did.
Okay, do your thing. What do you think those are, dude?
I can't even tell, dude. They all look brown. They look like they're moving. Filming it.
I got them. Going right through all these wires.
Can you see him pretty careful there?
I see a big black one on the bottom right and a smaller black one up on the top left.
Is it round?
I gotta make sure my buttons are on there. Yeah, but I probably lost it by doing that fucking maneuver.
There's still on the bottom one. If you drop it, what's that?
I fucked up by doing that. I can't see them now. There they are.
Mission Center has the first phase of resurgence to avoid events in Maysan, the only Mexican.
I don't know, they'd have to be balloons are moving so fucking slow.
They look too big to be balloons, though.
Yeah.
Do they? Well, they're a certain distance apart, like they're tied together almost.
Yeah, they're the same
I'm getting movement on the bottom one.
Yeah.
The bottom one
Spinning.
the bottom one is spinning. Where are they located? Over what?
Over Alma School and Southern. Over the mall. Kinda.
Holy shit, do you see that on the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, my camera's busted.
Yeah, you shouldn't have busted your camera.
Thanks for the information, Tom.
You're welcome. Hey Julie, if anything's on this brick thing, could you move it for a sec? I gotta walk to the left, I'm losing them.
Jump down, Julie.
No, that's good there.
If you want, we
Tell me
can
again.
climb up on the roof. I'll hand you your camera.
How far away are those? Do you want to chase them?
In the car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta go right now. They're not very far away, man. They were 3 blocks away.
Steel?
Yeah, right there.
Holy shit, dude. Some big balloons, though.
I can't see anything with the sun. Just we're testing atmospheric balloon launches. There's the black one.
Fuck, I muted again, and I said some funny shit. Fuck. I gotta stop this up and down mute shit. All right. So anyway, what I read is translation. Fuck that up. Um, but anyway, I was pointing out that Muslim people are totally down with UAP stuff. All the ones I talked to did. They don't believe the last week's video was a Hellfire missile taking out a demonic craft or bounced off the demonic ship. We got crazy motherfuckers in the US, though. They believe some of this shit's demonic. And what's worse is these people are in Congress. That's what even makes it even worse. They're decision makers for us. Yeah, I fucked up the sound. Oh, yeah, I'm sure they're going to be scared of them, but I don't think they're going to think that they're demons coming, demons from hell. So let's get into the alien video that Mike. Did you guys see any of that last night? Um, last night on News Nation, Ross Coulthard interviewed Mike uh, Basta, and Mike came out. He was a member of the Skywatching team. He says he's a psionic asset. He has his own individual sightings, I guess, where he lives. And we'll look at one of them. And we'll look at some of the blowups, very, very extreme blowups that they did on News Nation. I'm having a hard time seeing what he's seeing, because he's saying basically he challenged one of these things and they landed. I implore anybody who's watching this that's a hardcore Skywatcher, go watch that interview. And Mike gives tips on how he does his psionics or how he thinks to get these things in. And I'm sitting there thinking, really? Fuck, I'm going to try that stuff too. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for those tips. It's worth a try. I mean, I go out on Skywatches and I never even sit there thinking about, let's meditate and get one of these things down. I'm tinkering with shit all the time. So, sound should be good now. Is everything good now? So we're going to move on. We're moving on. All right. Now I got to fuck with my sound anymore. Let's go to Mike's video. Okay, so this is what he has on his on Mike's YouTube channel. There's a link in the description for it, so you can go there and subscribe and get Mike 1,000 people, so he can make a couple of cents off of his video. So this is what Mike has. It's hard to see. And yeah, I couldn't see much there either. This was the one where, from memory, that light somehow came down and it stopped on his land. And Mike said that this was like 50 feet away and only about 3 feet tall. So let's go into a quick blow up I did of that. Not much I can see, but here's what I did that I think is practical. Wait a minute. Where maybe I didn't load it. Let's look at the News Nation clip here. So what we're looking at is a very, very extreme blow up of one of these videos. So what we're seeing in the center is apparently an alien head, and I believe the things on the left and the things on the right are fingers. I can't tell. And if you freeze this, sometimes you can see black dots around the head. And Ross Coulthart was doing that, and he was saying that looks kind of like an alien head. And I'm just kind of freezing and stopping here. But you can see that's digital artifacts. It's clearly some type of compression artifact. It's been enhanced by blowing it up too far. And here we go again, blowing it up even farther. So apparently this is what Ross was saying, is that these black dots going around that white thing, and that can't be reliable or trusted at all. That's a white light, but all the stuff surrounding it is black digital distortion. That's not details of a face. There comes a limit where you have to stop when you zoom in on stuff. And then you can. I've seen people that keep feeding it in to AI over and over and over and over, and I'm like, bro, you went way too fucking far. You can't look at something and then zoom in and like you can see alien pubic hair or amoebas or some shit. You got to say, hey, this is it. You can't turn 4 pixels into 40,000. So Mike is narrating this, and apparently there's two aliens in some of them. He talked about a praying mantis type alien, something like this here. And at one point, he said it was holding up a skull of something else. Um, but it's not definitive in the videos. So we really can't tell. And it's kind of like, I saw it, I was there, but you had to been there, so trust me. And oh, there's the stabilization I did on the video. And then the rest of the videos, here's another, this is a different one. He said this one landed, and everything that you're seeing is alien craft here. And the white head is apparently um, some type of alien there, and there's another alien behind it. And this is the work that Mike had done, or had done by somebody. And apparently, yeah, that's some alien there in the distance that he said was only a few feet up tall. Humanoid videos look interesting. I've watched a number of them, as you have, from the Turkey video to the Dorothy Izat ones to the Israeli videos. I can't. The problem is we can't tell anything here. We have no a daytime shot showing kind of what we're looking at night would be helpful. But at least Mike's out there. He's getting shit from people. I know there's people on Twitter dunking on him, thinking, oh, because again, this was hyped and promised that this is the best of the best of the best. And you tune in and you watch it and you go, oh, more of this. You know, I mean, when are we going to get the smoking gun? Something totally definitive. It's always somewhat blurry and always at a distance most of the time. This is apparently two aliens here. There's the one in the green is a green alien or something, or I guess, and they're standing behind some kind of control table, and there's another one to the side, I suppose. What do you guys think? Do you not see it too? I mean, this is apparently aliens we're looking at. Two of them that came down, and I think the aliens are the ship too. They just transform from the ship into the people, and the people back into the ship. It's kind of nuts, but if they're 1,000 or 1,000,000 years ahead of us, I would expect something to that effect. Interesting video. At least he put it forth. Now, I only saw so far one video that was straight out of the phone. At least he did that because when News Nation shows you stuff, they crop it and put all kinds of stuff over it. And a lot of the stuff that you just saw was from News Nation, where I uncropped their crop out and zoomed in on it so we could see it full frame and not just a third of the screen. So I guess I'll have to release these other videos and let the UFO community look into it and come up with some type of consensus, at least on imagery, because last week's shiny object was the Hellfire missile video. Now, if you ask me, a better video, hands down, is Chris Donald's video of the portal, where he lays this portal type of
Oh
thing.
my
It lit
God.
up like a gray head. And this thing is only like 50 feet from him, and whatever the hell that is the size of a
Oh my
garage.
God.
We went out on site. I mean, talking about landing, this thing is on the ground right in front
Oh
of
my
him.
God.
And he has, you know, I don't, maybe 8 or 9 very, very strange videos that we went out. We can't figure out what the hell any of this is. Chris doesn't have a computer. Chris doesn't have a mouse. He doesn't even have the ability to fake any shit like this. So if you ask me, Chris's video is much beyond what we're seeing so far from Mike Basta. But you know, we're over here in our corner of the internet. Nobody knows who we are, so we're underground and we don't have all that stuff. So that is what's up with Mike, at least a tiny bit. Now, when it came to asking about Skywatcher, they didn't talk about it. But he did talk about it, how he mentally uses psionics. So I think they use like what he said, praying, channeling, whatever you want to call it, thinking really. And then maybe they have on some cool music, some type of electronic, maybe thump or some type of harmonic thing to get your brain waves with them and project up. Say, hey, come on down for a little bit, something like that. Go out and try it on your Skywatches. So I'm going to have that night vision device probably by the next episode here and go into that. And I'm going to go into how the hell I think it I'm going to come up with something to mount this thing to a tripod. They do have a clip on the top of it, so I have to figure out how to make a clip on the top, go around to the bottom, and 3D print it. Yeah, what do you guys think? It is. We can't see anything. I mean, he said that this was 50 feet away and 3 feet tall. Now, when you just saw the video I showed you from Chris Donald of him lasing his porthole that lit up, that was 50, 60 feet away. The stuff that I see from Mike looks like a football field distance, 100 yards, maybe 150 yards away, because that does not look 50 feet away and close. Because we just did this damn investigation with Chris. Same thing. It was right in front of him. So we're pretty familiar with what shit looks like 50 feet away from a camera. Yeah, some people are going to not good enough. You know that what that feels like when you come out, you put your name out there, and you say, "I saw aliens," and people go, "You know, I don't think so." Um, it feels bad. You just feel like, why the fuck did I bother? You know, they don't get it. A lot of things you have to be there to see them. Every single Bigfoot sighting, people have a Bigfoot. They never get any photos. They don't get shit. If they get anything, it's a shadow or it's blurry. So at least you ufologists are getting something. He did say he was filming them on a couple of phones. So let's just be glad he came out and said anything at all. So somehow there was a Roswell video going around. Have you guys seen this? Um, how the hell is there a Roswell video? So this comes from the National Archives. So people were saying, well, it's legit. It comes from the National Archives. So here's this video. And I'm not sure what the hell we're looking at here. It looks like a massive crater, but we don't really have scale. There is something in the middle of this that they're zooming in here that they're saying is the Roswell craft. And I don't know. I could see something, and there's another shot of another apparent Roswell craft. All the lore of Roswell, they don't mention a fucking goddamn nuclear-sized meteor crater. Not that big. They said that the thing basically, you know, more like this picture where it littered debris for hundreds of feet, and they had people going out on their hands and knees picking it up. That looks like a bomb blew up. So that does not fit in. I don't even. I'm on the side that ain't real until I see some further proof of whatever the hell that thing is. So the photo here is even more. Is they're saying there's a dead alien here. So over in this picture in the upper left hand corner, These are probably the same people that see shit on the Mars rocks, and they see stuff on that. But they say that's half of a dead alien there, a gray, and then the other part is the ship, and somebody used AI to colorize it. And this is I guess what the ship's supposed to be, but that doesn't even really make kind of sense unless it was a paper airplane. That's a bunch of crap. I don't know. I mean, that does not fit into Roswell lore. All the books I read about it, they don't describe the debris field like that. Um, Jesse Marcel, when he was alive and did that Stanton Freeman interview, he didn't mention anything of a huge crater, or because they would have had to drag that thing out and get that on a flatbed. So I don't know. It's probably this week's helping of bullshit. Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see what comes out. Every week it's different. Now everybody's kind of forgot about the last shiny object from last week, but there was a lot of work done on what happened last week, and that's going to bring us up to UFO Congress part. The UFO Congress hearings was completely overshadowed by the Hellfire UAP missile. Those poor guys that went up there and went public and told everything, only to have the meeting hijacked by the Hellfire missile object that people spend a lot of time on. And I said before that we're really not qualified to know what the hell we're looking at. First of all, for one, we don't know if this is a piece of evidence that slid down bullshit mountain from the CIA and it's here to trick us. I was talking with Dave Maysan when we were going over the thermal stuff, and I just brought this up briefly. I asked, "What do you think about it?" Tom? I don't. That's about what I expected from Dave. He ain't gonna waste his time on this stuff because we don't know where it was shot. Allegedly, Yemen, right? Could be anywhere. We don't know if it's day or night. We don't really know much about it. And on top of that, we don't know what we're looking at. I mean, I can bring up some stuff here on thermal, and I film on white hot, and that's what the Yemen video uses. So if I were to switch this on, and something flies by, probably a bird, and then all of a sudden, let's say a plane flies by and you see a white tube, and one of them happens to, bird happens to fly over it, a little bit of messing around with AI, and there's your collision video. You really don't know what the hell you're looking at with thermal if you don't use thermal all the time. And also, if you're not piloting one of these Reaper drones, you don't know what the norm is to see. Right? We can't. It's funny on the internet. Everybody one week is an expert on whatever flavor of the day is. Everybody was an expert on the vaccines and shit. Everybody last week was an expert on Hellfire missiles and if they should go through the target or bounce off the target. Even though none of the motherfuckers ever launched a Hellfire missile in their life, they're going and telling people how it should be or should not be. So what this created was a little bit of a consensus. We had people who are qualified to talk about it, like Chris Leto, like Ryan Graves. There's another one called, I think, Max Afterburner on YouTube. These guys are actually flight jocks that flew these type of planes, launched these type of missiles, and they can have some type of informed decision on whether this is real. That must be maddening to these guys to have people on the internet go, no, no, bro, this is what it is. And that dude never flew a fucking plane, never launched a missile, never left his zip code, really. So the consensus with a lot of these guys is this is probably a balloon. Chris Leto is vehemently says this is a balloon. End of story. Case over. So he's dying on the hill of this is a fucking balloon. Ryan Graves is kind of open. It could be conventional. We just don't know. He's pretty practical in his analysis of stuff like that. So these are qualified people I trust on this. Now, other people that looked at the video we don't really, some of us, I don't really buy that's a balloon because of the way it kept going. Um, but then again, I don't watch this stuff, right? We don't see balloons or whatever the hell blowing up, right? But for one, that did not look like any type of drone. There was enough resolution that we should have saw exhaust ports, we should have saw contrails, we should see quadcopter helicopters. These type of drones that they have are from what I know, are fixed wing. That did not look like a fixed wing object at all. That was egg shaped. But the way that the thing kept going. Now, if it was a balloon and it got popped, the balloon part is pretty much gone. But the heat is what we're looking at. And that heat dropped three, four different objects. And then it continued going for about another 20 seconds. That does not fit any type of behavior as any balloon that any of us have ever seen, because these type of balloons get popped, they have catastrophic um, structure loss, and they go down. This didn't do any of that, so that was weird, and it's probably what stuck out and maybe got to us. It could very well be a real event. What should happen is Eric Burleson, Paulina Luna should ask Arrow, isn't this Arrow's job to resolve this stuff? So Arrow should be on top of getting all available videos of this and then putting it out on their website. What's taking so long? Now, if this was a boat smuggling drugs, they would have blew the fuck out of this thing and we would all be watching those videos right now. But since it's woo, the boogeyman, oh shit, that's classified. So that's where there's some there. Because if there's nothing to it, you shouldn't classify it. They don't classify unicorns and Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster, but they classify UFOs because they're real. So if another Congress happens, we'll see, or a meeting happens, we'll see if anything happens. There's a guy, his name is Rogers, another old dude you never heard of, somehow in Congress. And apparently he's going to shoot down the Schumer UAP amendment. This is always about getting momentum to get a floodgate to open up, get a lot of talk going on. We have to have pressure as a public to make this the thing of the moment so we can get results. But instead, oh, Karen took a baseball from somebody. And unfortunately, we had a shooting, a very bad shooting last week. So that's not even part of the conversation anymore. That's why I think Congress is mainly a waste of time. Even though they have the potential to unlock these secrets, I don't expect them to do it. I actually expect people like Mike Basta to do it, to call these in, or somebody skywatching to go out and unlock these secrets. So the pressure's on Mike, you know, make him land, Mike. That's pretty much what I got for this show. It's been an interesting week, interesting evidence. We got another flying humanoid to add to the stack. We had Mike come out and show us some interesting videos. Maybe because the stuff he did with Skywatcher might be interesting too. I don't think they got anything to land, but I would say the type of stuff Skywatcher has is probably like in the order of what Mike has. But then think about it. Mike is filming with his phone, right? He's not using that FLIR device that we've seen that they have in some of the higher end shit. So some of the dome cameras, helicopters, they could really have some much better footage. And I think it probably went to Gary Nolan. And Gary Nolan is probably sitting around looking which ones, should come out, which ones should. So at least there's a group out there doing it. In our group, we're going back to Sedona at some point pretty soon. I want to go back with the PV7 when I get it. Yep. Congress's people, I've never seen any, I'm 55, I haven't ever seen any problems solved by Congress yet. The problems that I've seen solved around here were done usually by a prop on a ballot, and the people voted for it, and the people solved it. But it sure the hell didn't come from a governor or any of these old dinosaurs that we have in Congress. Hey, David Wilcox, good to see you. Funny name you got there. Well, I think those people that fire those Hellfire missiles live up in Las Vegas, and they go into these shipping containers, and that's where all of them control those drones over in the Middle East. And if you look up those MQ-9s, they blow those puppies out of the sky left and right. So I hope they're cheap because the enemy over there shoots them down all the time. Well, somebody's worth a try. I was looking at a video a couple hours before the broadcast, and a guy summoned an object off of Long Beach. Maybe we'll bring this up on the next one of the next shows. This guy summoned an object from Long Beach, and it was a huge, looked like a huge illuminated object up in this way up in the atmosphere, and it started dropping objects out of it left and right, kind of like what we saw in the Hellfire missile when the three came out the back. This guy's got the same type of video, three of them coming out the back, then more and more and more and more. And this is up so high that you can't see this from the ground unless you probably have some optics. And again, that goes along with what I see is that this stuff is so high up that you need cameras or you need some type of system to see this at all. And others are finding it too, which to me shows that we're really onto something. If we're all kind of observing, we're seeing some of the same shapes, we're seeing them under some of the same conditions. And I'll leave the last comment with you. Just another formation that might be useful to you. The Iraq UAP was filmed above Ali al-Sharaki area, north of the city of America in Maysan. Man, I hope you, I usually forget to, I hope you're a subscriber on here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for notifications and videos. If you want to support the channel, you can join it. It's $3 a month. You get to see extra videos and stuff that comes out. All that, any a couple bucks goes back in the UFO gas tank. It goes towards gear. It goes towards stuff that I use to show you guys what's going on 4K Skywatching. I'm Tom King. We will see you next time, next Friday on 4K Skywatching. Thanks for watching. Good night.